West Ham have rekindled their interest in a former striking target. We have joined the race to sign a Bayern Munich midfielder, and we have all of the latest on the interest in Milinkovic and Kurt Zouma. But before all that, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, the big news that's come out today via Samuel Luckhurst, the chief Man United writer at the Manchester Evening News. I've got my notes, so you know it's business time when we're going to start reading some articles here. And that is that Manchester United are ready to sell Jesse Lingard. Quote, Manchester United are continuing to hold talks about possible outgoings before the transfer window closes. United have still not received any concrete interest for any of their surplus players, interesting, amid the need to sell before there are any more incomings. The club have invested 115 million on Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane this summer, but have placed an emphasis on permanent sales. Again, interesting. United are open to selling squad players Jesse Lingard, Andreas Pereira, and Phil Jones before the transfer window closes on the 31st of August. Now, obviously, two of those are very interesting to West Ham. You know, Jesse Lingard, the obvious one. Phil Jones is also the depressing one. But the key points there, everyone's taking away United are open to selling Jesse Lingard, they now want to sell him, right? Because obviously that's a change in stance. We've had this sort of wait and see thing going on for a long time. And now we've got, okay, we will sell him. Now the ball is in Sullivan and Gold's court. You know, he's ready to be sold. We know he would probably be interested in rejoining West Ham. Get the deal done. The ball is in your, go get it. Hit it back, bruv. Hit it. Have you seen Wimbledon? You hit it back, you know what I mean? It's there. But the things that are interesting to me as well about this article are the quotes of United still haven't received any concrete interest, which means that we've not really dabbled. We might have asked them questions. What are you saying about Lingard? And they've gone, and then we've gone, let us know if it changes. But no actual, we want him. And also that they've placed an emphasis on permanent sales. That means, we ain't going to be able to loan to buy this one. Or even Phil Jones for that matter. We're going to have to come in and we're going to have to put cash on the table and say, look, here it is, take or leave it. Or alternatively, take or leave it over the course of a 6-year period, which is what we usually do. So it's interesting. It's big news. It's a big development because we seem to have just been in stasis waiting to see what's happening here. And now we finally know the answer. He's going. He's leaving Manchester United. It's down to Sullivan and Gold to make this happen. We know he probably would like to join us. I don't know about you. Let me know how you feel about this. I don't necessarily, I'm not super keen on Jesse Lingard joining right now. I feel like I don't blame him for wanting to stay at Man United. I should say this beforehand. I've said this on other videos. I don't blame him for wanting to stay at Manchester United. But I feel like for the sort of money that's been rumoured for Jesse Lingard, we could go and get someone who is in and around the ballpark ability-wise, but younger. Because he's 28, he's going to turn 29 very soon. He'll be 30 sooner than that. Not sooner than that. After that. And you're looking at a guy who is going to be a very high wage earner. I wouldn't cry if we didn't have Jesse Lingard when the window shuts, as long as we had someone in that mould to replace him, who's younger, potentially better. But now they're saying he's for sale. Maybe that price lowers. We'll see how it all plays out. How do you feel about Jesse Lingard? Now we know sort of Man United are open to selling. Before we carry on with the rest, shout out to OneFootball there once again sponsoring the channel. Thank you very much. It's just the best football app around, isn't it? You know, you get it on your phone, right? And it combines social media with football. And so you can follow. I'm tapping a blank screen because my phone's run out of battery. But it combines social media with football. You follow the things you want. For example, West Ham, you get all of those news and rumours ahead of the curve before the big return to the Premier League this season. You know, the hour before kickoff when they release the team news, bang, push notification to your phone. If it was charged, push notification comes up on your phone. It says what the teams are. That's how Gio and Gonzo get their team news before the games. Have a gander. It's in the store. It's free to download. It's in the comments. It's in the description below. Have a little click on it. Get involved. The best football app around. OneFootball. Thank you very much. Shout out to them. Now, the former striking target. We've not heard a lot about strikers this window. We've heard sporadic bits here and there, bits and pieces. I'm mixed up here and there and bits and pieces there. Bits in here and there. You know what I mean? Jovic, your boy from Real Madrid. You know him. You might love him. You might hate him. I don't know what your opinion is on Jovic. But we've been linked again. This is coming way of Dean Jones at Eurosport. West Ham are considering turning their attention to Luka Jovic as Real Madrid prepare to let him leave. It is understood Jovic will not be in Carlo Ancelotti's plans for the next season. As a long-term target of the Hammers, they may now revisit the situation. West Ham are struggling to find a new forward and are desperate to make sure Mikel Antonio has backup and competition for the new season. Jovic is 23 and also has at least 3 clubs keen to sign him in Germany. Now, when I saw this originally on social media, they were saying they were open to letting him go on loan. The article did not make mention of that, so I haven't said it. But let it known that on social media I have seen Jovic to leave on loan, but I didn't see that in the Eurosport article itself. No. No. I think Jovic is a good striker. He's only really had one massively outstanding season. That was the one next to Sebastian Haller. And of all the things that you could criticise Sebastian Haller about, you could criticise Jovic as well. Playing better in a front two, that's not how we style, that's not how we play. Not for me. Not for me. Like him a lot, and I think actually he probably wouldn't come here as well. I think you're looking at Germany, it's probably a likely destination for him. So let's be real. I don't know how true this is, but I've seen reports of him being on like 160 grand a week, right? Obviously, Real Madrid, you get a lot of money, but what? Not happening. Unless it's a loan with a view to buy. And even then, I don't think it will happen. Someone else who probably is on quite high wages that we have been linked to today is the Bayern Munich midfielder Tolisso, who Bayern Munich are reportedly looking to sell as quickly as possible. This is coming from L'Equipe. Via Get French Football News. Thank you very much to those guys for aggregating it. Incoming manager Julian Nagelsmann has made it clear that the former Lyon player's game time is likely to be limited this season. They're also trying to buy someone else. I can't remember who it is. It said it in the article. I didn't copy and paste it because I'm an idiot. But, you know, they did say it. During a supervisory... Who was it? It came into my head for a second there. It's gone. I'm sorry. It was someone from Leipzig. I thought if I said that out loud, it would help. It didn't. During a supervisory board meeting, Bayern executives decided to try and sell the midfielder, now 27, quote, as quickly as possible. Incredibly, they would be willing to accept a bid as low as 10 million euros, less than a quarter of what they paid Lyon for the player's services in 2017, a record fee for the club at the time. Juventus, Manchester United, Arsenal, and West Ham are all interested, report the French Sports Daily. That's a list, isn't it, that we're involved in somehow? I mean, you could also say why are Arsenal involved in it, but Juventus, Manchester United, Arsenal, West Ham are all interested in the player. This is another one to file under. It's never happening. I understand the interest. We sort of, depending on what happens with Conor Coventry, we need a midfielder in that role. Tolisso, if you've never seen him, he's a sort of defensive. He can play. He's more of a central midfielder, but he can play defensive as well. I've seen him play a more attacking role for France as well. He's versatile in that sense, but you're looking at him as more of the Souček in the Rice-Souček partnership. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's going to get up and down, cover a lot of ground. He's a good player. Had a horrendous season last season, injury-wise, and has never fully put his stamp down in to be fair, a very, very, very good Bayern Munich team. He's never fully put that stamp on that midfield role. So I can understand why Nagelsmann coming in's gone and right, we need to get someone else in. I want to get someone else in. I respect that. I see why it would happen. Realistically, Tolisso, we know he's got bigger options. Juventus, Manchester United are both listed. Manchester United, of course, what happens with Pogba, what happens with him if he goes. Maybe Tolisso's the guy they get in to replace him. But from our perspective, I suspect his wages would be high. Although the price would be incredibly attractive for a player of that quality, and he would definitely provide competition for Thomas Souček and Rice in that sense. He would not be someone who you come in and you just go, he's a bench player. He's providing competition. I can't see it. And the last line of the report, which I wanted to bring attention to, because I think this is the case. He has no intention of joining any old club and is happy with the idea of leaving for free next summer. He's another person, by the way, who is on the arse there of his contracts, like Lingard. And we would be classed as any old club. Although maybe he looks at it and says, well, I could start for these lot. They're playing Europa League football, but I can't see it happening. I cannot see it happening, depressingly. And then the final thing today, just because it needs to be mentioned, and there's nothing to say about it really, it's Milinkovic and Zuma. Nope, Nope. It comes up all of the time. You see constant reports coming out about it because I think Milinkovic is relatively close and Zuma is the probable replacement if Milinkovic doesn't end up happening. But realistically, there's no real progress being made here. It's just, again, the exact same situation it has been yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. And that is that Milinkovic seems likely, but agents' fees are the big barrier right now. I mean, his transfer fee is lower than you would probably expect for a player of his caliber, but the agents' fees are pumping that up. Sullivan doesn't want to pay him. If that happens, if that problem goes away, I suspect this transfer would go very quickly into the final stages of conclusion. And it wouldn't surprise me if I wake up one day, even if I look at my phone, if I actually charge my phone now, and then, you have to wait until it gets to 3% before I can turn it on, and then I turn it on, and then I look at it. If it goes, agents' fees are sorted, he's coming, it wouldn't surprise me if that happens any second, but we're still in the stage of just waiting to see how this plays out. And Zuma is the same. He's clearly the backup option. There's hurdles to jump over with his wages and the cost that Chelsea would want for him, but it's there. It needed mentioning because it's a transfer update. Nothing is happening of yet. But there you go. There's everything happening. Tell me how you feel about it. The Lingard stuff is interesting. Are you still interested in Lingard to the extent that you were at the beginning of the window? I've lowered that quite a lot. I was hyped. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm for this. It makes sense. And now I'm like, tell me how you feel about all of the things we've spoken about today. Subscribe if you're new around here. Like the video. Remember, One Football app. And hey, patreon.com/hamsterchat. That's also in the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. And I think tomorrow's the preview of the Newcastle game. It's almost here. It's almost here. My God. My God. I'll see you for the watch along, I guess. I'll see you then. Bye.